What's up, guys? Alright, so Docking here. Alright, so this is my prismatic Warlock build with Mataiodoxia. So I'm just using Healing Rift. You can use whatever you want here. Obviously whatever you want for the glide. And then you can also use whatever super you want with this too. But I am using Arcane Needle for Mataiodoxia, and I'm using a Vortex Grenade. You can really use whatever grenade you want. I just use Vortex because I think it's the best one. And then I'm using Lightning Surge and Hellion. So you're probably wondering how the fuck does this work with Mataiodoxia. Alright, so first we have defeating targets affected with Faceted Devotion, Stasis, or Strand debuffs. So that includes Unraveling Rounds. So while I'm defeating the Unraveling Rounds, proccing Mataiodoxia, and suspending a whole group of enemies, I'm able to proc this. And then I switch to my Strand weapon, and now I have Unraveling Rounds. Now I'm boosting my Light Transcendence, right? Just from that. And then Arc Solar Void buff with a Faucet of Sacrifice, so to increase my darkness. So how are you doing that? Well, I'm using my melee along with Facet of Dawn. So Facet of Dawn is what triggers that effect. So Facet of Dawn makes me radiant. So at the same time, since I'm radiant and I have Unraveling Rounds going at the same time, and they're all suspended, I can lay into a whole group of enemies and gain both bonus darkness and light transcendent energy. Now, rapid with light damage grants melee energy. So how am I doing that? With Lightning Surge. So what I'll do is use my first Arcane Needle to suspend the whole group of enemies, slide in with Lightning Surge. Now, that second charge, I've regenerated back from killing this whole group of enemies. So, in many cases, especially during the campaign, when there's a bunch of adds, I pop Arcane Needle, I suspend a whole group, I run in with Lightning Surge, boom! I get that charge back, so I'm back up to 2 charges, and then I typically throw my grenade, and that'll proc the secondary effect, rapidly defeating targets with darkness damage, grants grenade energy. Okay, hang on. No, that procs the melee energy, sorry. Yeah, fucked up there. And then that also helps proc that too, but then the darkness also comes from Arcane Needle, so Arcane Needle feeds back into the grenade. So it's kind of looping. But then also the grenade props volatile rounds, and then of course you got Unraveling Rounds as well from Faucet of Bravery. So that's how I'm also getting Unraveling Rounds. And then so I have I have Volatile Rounds, I have Unraveling Rounds going at the same time, and Radiant all at the same time. Now my Void Grenades also weaken them, which is also why I'm using the Vortex Grenade. If you don't want to use the Vortex Grenade, you can pop this out probably for really anything else, really, for whatever you want. You could use you could use Faucet Grace, I guess. You can use whatever you wanted to, really. But I'm choosing to use this to feed back into my grenade with the weakening effect. Now, yeah, I'm just trying to think of what else you could do besides that. Oh, instead of that, so instead of Faucet of Dominance, you could use Faucet of Mending instead, actually. And then if you take a different grenade. But, which would also help feed into Faucet of Sacrifice, but because of the cure. But I'm also using Hellion. You could use something else. I'm just choosing to use it because I like Hellion. And it scorches them. And causes ignitions. But instead, to make this more potent, you really could use Weaver's Call. I guess I would make it a little bit more potent because that's darkness. But I'm just choosing to use Hellion for now. You could pop it out you can even use Bleak Watcher if you wanted to. You could really use any of these, really, with this build. You could use Weaver's Call. However, this would be even more potent if you swapped off Mataiodoxia for Swarmers. But anyway, let's go ahead and show this really quick. So I'm gonna run to this lost sector here, where there's like no enemies. Suspend. Oh well, he died, but if I killed enough of them, I would have got my melee charge back. But they just weren't all grouped up there. But anyway, you get the gist of it. That's basically the build. At least for now. But look at my darkness. Look how much it is. And then I'm just using Graviton because it's really good from the buffs. And Hellion helps with the light. Transcendence energy. Look at it going up like crazy. And then on Prismatic, everything just amplifies. Because when you go Transcendent, everything just generates back really fast, making it that much easier. And then also, you're also proccing Amplified from killing stuff with Lightning Surge, because it's jolting them. Alright, that's it. That's basically it in a nutshell.